I'm here. A little late, but I'm here. See how long it takes you guys to get here today. Monday. This is all the raffle stuff. Wow, that was quick. 20 of you already. Anybody do any good fishing over the weekend? Hey, Tony, Caesar. Hello, Matthew. Chris. Is it Oz Matthews from Inglewood? Salty's here. Link to the raffle. Now I can't see your profile picture, Kevin. Link to the raffle. Yeah, we're going to do the raffle today. Here is your link. Well, I was out Saturday, Alex. The fish were there, but conditions were terrible. So the boat would lay one direction, and then the line were going all the way up to the bow. We caught a few bass, not that many. I think we had like 10 fish for the morning. What else did we catch? A couple of whitefish, but we're mainly fishing calicos. People I was with didn't want to go fish for rockfish, so we just kind of fished the calicos. And water's still red tide, but really the problem was the current. And the swell was nice. It was very small. Wasn't much wind, but the current was just going the wrong direction. So that hurt the fishing. Hey, Brian's here from Oregon. So, Victor, it depends where you are. I don't think there's any restrictions for Ventura County. And I don't know where you can go surf fishing in San Diego County. Some people are saying there's no surf fishing. Other people saying that they're doing it. And then there's in LA County this week, I think it's Wednesday, they're opening up the beaches, but they're saying no fishing because what they're afraid of is people using like sand spikes and taking chairs and stuff like that. But I would think you'd be okay if you're just walking, making a cast, walking, making a cast, walking. I don't think they'd give you too much trouble, but I did see some people on Facebook said they got tickets for fishing. Yeah, 2 weeks ago I was out on the Red Tide, and Matthew, and the fish bit really good. We caught lots of fish that day, but this past Saturday wasn't so good. It was just really tough conditions with the current going the wrong way. When you're fishing for the bass, you want to put the boat real close to the spot where you can cast back and then let your bait drift back right over the spot where the fish are at. And the boat would lay that way, but the problem was when we cast our baits out, they went up toward the bow. So they weren't getting anywhere close to where the fish were. So we caught a few fish that were swimming around, but not the volume of fish that we saw on the meter. Okay, so what are the comments going on here? See, some of you guys are saying stuff. Jose called Oceanside lifeguards and they said surf fishing. Okay, that's cool. So they told them it was okay to surf fish in Oceanside. Robert says Santa Rosa Island, Saturday, lots of reds, big white fish. Did you guys catch yellowtail too? Or was it just whitefish and reds, Robert? Yeah, Chris, I've seen some of those pictures that people were posting, catching like limits of Corvina. And they got one yellowtail. That's good. I heard there's quite a few yellowtail at Catalina, but I haven't been there. Yeah, Kevin, they still have bait at the bait receiver. The red tide is really bad along the beach, in the marinas, and right on the beach, like surf fishing area. The red tide isn't so bad when you get in that deeper water, like the bait receiver is like in 40 feet of water, 50 feet of water. And when you get outside in that 70, 80 feet of water, it breaks down a lot too. So it isn't quite so bad. Also, Junior says he caught, or JR says he caught a 32-inch halibut. I guess, is that your first halibut ever or your first one over 30 inches? So, Salty, if you're looking for an outfit for calico bass, barracuda, that type of fishing, a 300 is a good size reel. Um, if you were going to get two reels, I'd say get one 300 and one 400 series reel. And you could get a Daiwa, you could get a Komoda. Any of those will work fine. And then on the smaller one, put 50-pound Spectra and get a white color Spectra. One of the guys with us on Saturday had dark color Spectra and you couldn't see it. So white or yellow, something like that. Something easy to see. But I think those two reels, a 300 size and a 400 size, low profile reel like this, anything Southern California, from the Farallon Islands to San Diego, you'd be fine. You could take those two rods and put from 50-pound down to 15-pound fluorocarbon, and you'd be good. Just got to match it up with the right rods. Those California rods by Turner's are great, but there's lots of other rods out there too. You know, you got CalStar, you got Phoenix, a bunch of other brands out there. So Marcos, how was my Mother's Day? Yeah, I went to go visit my mom. They were down on the other boat, and I stopped over at San Pedro Fish Market and got a big tray of shrimp. That's what she likes. My mom likes two restaurants. She likes, as Kevin knows, she likes Lucille's, and she also likes the shrimp platter that they have over at San Pedro restaurant. And they have a new one now in Long Beach. So that's the one I went to and was able to get it and just take it over to the boat. And we just ate it there on the boat. And my dad caught a leopard shark. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures. I think I put it on Instagram. Did I put it on Instagram? I think I put it on Instagram. Picture of my parents and all them. And my dad with his leopard shark. Yeah, there's a picture of my dad with a leopard shark on Instagram. And then I put pictures of my mom, her high school senior picture, and then some pictures of her in the early 20s, in her early 20s, when I was like 1 or 2. But that's them. But yeah, so I hung out with them. Oh. So James says sport boats on the Central Coast got canceled until the 22nd. I hope they get a run on the 22nd. Some of the boats are planning to run this weekend. And a bunch of us got phone calls today from our insurance company letting us know that if we run while the closure is intact, we're not covered. So if somebody hits you, somebody dies, something bad happens on the boat, and you need your insurance, you won't be covered. So I think a lot of boats that we're talking about going out won't be going out now. So, JR, when you caught that halibut over by Queen Mary, were you in by Shoreline Marina on the rocks across from it, or were you actually right there by the Queen Mary? Were you on a boat or were you on the rocks over there? So, Caesar, yeah, there's definitely bluefin tuna around. I've seen pictures of people catching them out of San Diego. I guess last weekend they were in U.S. waters, and this weekend they slid back down into Mexican waters. And there's yellowtail with them too. I haven't heard of yellowfin tuna, but I wouldn't be surprised with yellowfin tuna, even though it's early. It's only May. Normally we don't see yellowfin until like 4th of July, but there's the pictures of the bluefin I've seen have been nice. I haven't heard anything about albacore. The only pictures of albacore that I have seen have been from the boats coming back from Hawaii, fishing in the South Pacific, and they get in that water between Hawaii and San Diego, and they're hundreds and hundreds of miles out. I don't know if it's 200 or 400 miles out, and they've caught albacore, but I haven't heard of anybody catching them closer, like 50 miles out or anything like that. Can you catch yellowtail on these reels? Yeah, I catch tuna on them. I don't catch big tuna. I wouldn't use these for tuna over 30 pounds. You can. I mean, a friend of mine caught one 125 pounds. Jimmy caught one that big on our trip in February. He was using a 400 series reel, but he was having a lot of trouble with it. You get into the bigger tuna, you want a bigger reel, something more line capacity, bigger drag, and those fish over 100 pounds. It'd be nice to have a 2-speed, but his fish stayed up on the surface a lot, and he had to pull on it. And for the smaller tuna, the 20-pound tuna, 25-pound tuna, these are fine. Yellowtail, they're fine. White sea bass, halibut, calico bass, they're fine. Up in the Farallones and Channel Islands for rockfish, they work good too. But if you're going to fish yellowtail and tuna, don't use a 300 size. Get a 400 size. I would keep the 300 size for the 300 size for calico bass fishing, sand bass, barracuda, stuff like that. Hey, one of my cousins is there. Hello. From Mexico. Hope you guys are all safe down there. Yeah, Tyler, 700 miles. That makes sense. What rod do you recommend for 300? I mean, that's all about the money you want to spend. You know, if you want an inexpensive, good quality rod Those Californian rods by Turner's are good. They're Phoenix blank, but they're private labeled for Turner's, so those are nice rods. Um, but CalStar makes great rods. Phoenix makes some good rods, but you're going to pay a lot for a black diamond rod. So if you're new to the sport, I wouldn't recommend spending $300 to $500 for a rod, but you could spend $100 and get something decent that you'll use for a long time. Okay, Brooks, here is the link to the swap meet. Not swap meet, I'm sorry, to the raffle. There you go. Okay, what other questions, Dan, do you think about Salas? Aaron wants to know, what do I think about Salas 6X Juniors? They're great if you're fishing straight up and down. If you're yo-yo fishing, we used to use them a lot, like in Coronado Islands, where you get between the two islands, North and South Island. There's a deep bank there, kind of like a cliff that drops off, and the sport boats would drift over it. They wouldn't anchor it, drift over, and we would yo-yo fish, get our jigs down 80 feet, 90 feet, and work them up to about 40 feet. And we catch a lot of yellowtails on those, and they worked out really good. You can do the same thing with the magic metal jig and just drop it down and work it back really fast. I've caught quite a few tuna, especially I've done good on the yellowtail with them, like at Colinet and even here locally. They work out really good. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Yeah, Salty, the 300 size reel would work fine for bonita, small yellowtail. The bigger yellowtail, you want to get a 400 size reel. For the rods, guys, you really want to go like a 7.5, 8 foot rod. You don't want to get anything shorter than 7.5. That way you can cast it out and get your stuff out. Yeah, when you look at the Phoenix blanks, there's different levels of the blanks. The black diamonds are nicest blank, but there's other blanks that they have there that are still as good. So the question is, can my foundation be a beneficiary of in a life insurance policy? Sure. I mean, we have people, when they pass away, donate fishing tackle to us, but we've had some people where they've had loved ones pass away, and they said, in lieu of flowers, please make a donation to us. It's only happened a couple of times. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could leave money to whoever you want to leave money to, like that. Tyler, do you use mono or fluoro on magic metal lights? I would probably use fluoro just because you're going to be up on the surface, but you should be working it fast enough that it wouldn't matter that much. But if I was going to pick one, I would use fluoro. Okay, so yeah, so one of the guys was asking, what is red tide? And red tide is it's a living organism, plankton that gets really thick. When it gets really thick and close together like that, it sucks up the oxygen, and that's the red tide. It sucks up the oxygen. I've actually seen it in Oceanside and Redondo, in the back part of the bays there, where it gets so bad it turns into a black tide. And a black tide, there's no oxygen, nothing at all. And I was on a boat where they took the live bait and chummed some of it in a black tide, and all the bait was bouncing on the surface like it was on a sheet of plastic because there was no oxygen for them to drink in the water. Hey, there's another cousin of mine from Mexico. Hola. That's nice. One day I have to tell you guys a story how I went all the way to Mexico to find my cousins. Nick. So if I booked a gale force on the 25th, do you think it'll be canceled? I don't know. You'll find out this weekend because the boat owner told me he's going to run both the gale force and the Triton this weekend. So we'll find out if they're going to do it or not. I would think they're going to do it, but I don't know if he's going to get second thoughts thinking about the insurance thing now that the insurance companies are putting their foot down and stuff. I don't know what. I have no idea what anybody's going to do. I know some of the boats in San Diego that were saying they're definitely going to run. Some of them said they were definitely going to run last weekend, and they didn't run. So I don't know what's going to happen. Nick, I don't know if we're going to be doing open party trips. It all depends what the state says. I think they're going to have to be charters. I don't know if we're going to be allowed to sell individual tickets. So if you can get, a group of 4 together, or if you just want to come with one other person and charter the boat, you can do that. But I don't know if I don't know if we're going to be able to sell individual tickets. Tyler, yes, we filmed some of the kids' events at the lakes. All my El Sereno fans here. Yeah, if you guys are going to get raffle tickets, let's buy them a little early tonight so I'm not spending the last 10 minutes trying to get it out. Salty, California special. Sea Adventure. Yeah, that's true. Kevin's talking about a guy that was on our trip last year, 2.5 day trip. And we were joking with him, giving him a bad time because he was taking forever to bring his tuna in. So we thought he had a small tuna and he was just having a hard time with the little spinning rod he was using, but it ended up being over 100 pounds. So we stopped teasing him when he got it in. And he did it all by himself. He did really good. Yeah, Tyler, we all want to be on the water doing something. We all miss it. I mean, it was frustrating for me on Saturday because fishing was so slow. It was really good the week before when it's just me and my deckhand on the boat. So this weekend I went with a couple of friends. Didn't take a deckhand, just went with a couple of friends, and one of my friends did the anchor winch for me. And it was just frustrating with the weather so nice and no fog and just conditions bad. Boat lane one direction and then all the lines going up to the bow. Just made it tough. Quaker wants to know, can anyone go surf fishing? It depends where you are. It depends where you go fishing. Some beaches are closed. I don't know if you want to call the local lifeguard area where you live, but some places are open, some places are not. I would think in Orange County it'd be easy to go surf fishing, Huntington Beach, stuff like that. I think they'll let you go surf fishing, but I don't know about the other places. What other questions? What hook do you use for white sea bass? Really, for white sea bass, I don't use a hook that often. Normally, when I'm fishing white sea bass, I'm fishing a bucktail because I'm fishing with either fresh dead squid or live squid. I'm normally using a 2 or 4 ounce HD bucktail, and this is a 1 ounce HD. This is the 1 ounce, and it's got the small head, the 1 ounce head there. But I like the HD because it's got the monster hooks. That's an A-dot mustad hook right there. It's a great big quality hook. This is the same exact bait when Kevin was with me on the tuna trips, and I was catching tuna on these. And using a reel like this, 400 size reel with 65-pound Spectra, 40-pound fluorocarbon, and a bucktail like this thrown in the corner, just jerking it around, and I was catching the tuna on it. We have these available on our website. These are the HTs. Have a much bigger hook, much heavier duty hook. And we built them because of the white sea bass. And I had caught some nice yellowtail, Catalina, and the regular bucktails on the 2 ounce and 1 ounce. Here's a 1 ounce. And the hook's a lot thinner, as you can see there. And the hook was starting to open up. It didn't open all the way up, but it started bending open. So that's when I decided to make the HTs with the heavier hook. And they work out pretty good. Let me see. So some of you are asking about private charters. Let me give you the links to the pricing for that. So here's our rates and the trips that we offer for private charters. Let's see what other questions. Also, Ken, so you're on the back of the island, you're around the V's. So you got bit twice and you lost 2? Is that how you went 0 for 2? Julio, yes, we will have a raffle today. We will have a raffle today. Eric, I've never fished up there. I'd love to go fishing up there sometime. Yeah, Norm's Bait is still on Seal Beach and PCH. It's been sold a few times. It was called Big Fish for a while. I think it's still called Big Fish. I don't think it's called Norm's anymore. But it was sold again, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. So it's a different owner. So Salty, the old reels were the rounded ones, round edges. The newer design is the low profile. I don't know if it's any stronger or better. I would guess the newer reels have better gears in them. But I used to catch a lot of fish on those other reels, the rounded ones. And I've still got a bunch of them here that I use. Any advice for kayak gear setups? I wouldn't take more than 2 rods. And this would probably be number one choice would be something like this, a 300 size reel. Unless you think you're going to get into big yellowtail or something, then a 400 size reel, but I think a 300 size would be good. Joe, what do you think about black surface iron? I've never seen a black surface iron now that I think about it. I mean, I've seen black and white, on a surface jig, but I've never seen it all black. Um, I don't know. Hey, Kenneth is with us from the Philippines. Hello. I haven't seen our guys from Scotland or England on here for a while. What else? Yes, I'm a solo fisherman. You really want to ship us? Yeah, I mean, you guys could do that. Get together if you want to get together and then put your money together and charter a boat with me. We could do that. I'm hoping that they open up the regulations and I get permission to sell individual tickets. Right now, they want it to be mainly households or family together on the water, but I'm hoping that opens up where I can just sell individual tickets and do open party trips and get you guys all out with me. Usually, Ken, I'm on channel 16. I don't, I don't use the radio to find out where the boats are and what's going on. I just have my radio on channel 16, and you can call there and get me on there. Christian, and I don't know if this is the proper place, but I place an order. Yeah, Kristen, give us a call because the people making the T-shirts are taking 3 weeks right now to make the shirts. So since we're closed and only there on Thursdays, it may have taken a few days before we called them with the order. But give us a call on Thursday, and Monica can follow up and find out where your order is. And if you don't have the phone number for the office, I will put it right here for you. So there's the office number, and Monica will be there on Thursday. And that's the only day that she's coming in, and it's only for a few hours. So if you call us, like 10 o'clock, between 10 and 2, you'll be able to reach us, and she can look it up for you. But most orders are all taking a little bit longer right now just because we're only there 1 day a week. What else? Dorothy, how was your Mother's Day? Well, thank you, Dorothy. That was nice. My Mother's Day was great. I'm very lucky. My parents are still alive. They had me when they were very young. They're both in their 80s. And they have my old boat, and they hang out on it usually every Sunday in Long Beach. So I hung out with them. If you're on my Instagram, if you guys get on my Instagram, I'll post some pictures with my parents from Mother's Day on there. I don't know if I know I put them on my personal Facebook, but I don't have any people on the general public on my personal Facebook. Everybody on my personal Facebook is all family that just family or people I went to high school or college with. But I don't just have like viewers on there. On my TV show Facebook page, I posted this picture of my dad catching a leopard shark. That was yesterday. And he caught it on shrimp right there behind the boat. That was in Alamitos Bay. He didn't think he had a fish on, and I told him he had a fish. So he finally went over and wound it in, and it was that shark. He cut it on a little piece of shrimp. So made 2 separate orders on bucktails. The first order was 2 weeks ago, and the second order was last Monday. Okay, so if you ordered it a week ago, last Monday, then your order went out on Thursday. Well, actually, it went out Friday because I got there too late to the post office on Thursday. So you should be getting your order any day because they all got dropped off at the post office on Friday. So if you don't have it by Thursday, give us a call at the office so we can track it down. But all the orders, they normally leave on Thursday, but I was stuck in the office till 6 o'clock on Thursday. So I missed the post office, so I didn't get to drop them off till Friday morning. Sorry about that. Do I like fish tacos? Yes, I love fish tacos. Yeah, Scott, I don't know why they would tell you. Maybe 400 feet is too close to be the beach when you're, drifting for halibut. Normally they have like a line out there, rope line, where they want to keep the boats back behind. But I've had them, say stuff to me in Long Beach where I get a little close to the beach when I'm drifting. But I don't know why they would tell you that the beach is closed. It's not like you're standing on the beach. Yeah, Lloyd, make sure that you put the mailing address in there. And you might have to open a new tab for your orders and make sure it gets through. Yeah, I'm getting orders, and someone else just ordered a raffle ticket, so they're going through. Let's see. Lloyd, I just got your order for 2 raffle tickets. So I don't know. You said he didn't go through. It went through fine. Unless you wanted to get more. There's a link for the raffle, guys. From California. Brian, there's a lot of us that have been working with bugging the legislator to go ahead and do that. We've been trying that, I don't know, 10 years, trying to get them to change that to make the fishing license good for the whole year. I mean, Mexico does it, and everybody thinks Mexico doesn't do that great of a job with their rules and stuff. But when it comes to fishing license, I think Mexico does a great job. Their fishing license is good for 12 months. From the day you buy it, it's good for 12 months. They do something different that would never work here. In Mexico, if you are on land in a lake, um, at the surf, on a pier, a jetty, you don't need a license. But if you're in a boat, and it doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or 50 years old, 100 years old, then you need to have a license. But if you're on land, you don't need to use, you don't need to have a license. No, I think all the, Tyler's asking if there are any party boats I don't enjoy going out on. The party boats I don't enjoy going out on, I just don't go out on. But any of the boats that you see me filming on, I really enjoy them. And there's some other boats that I would love to film on, but they're so busy doing so many charters that I just can't do any deals with the boats, with the owners. So I don't get to fish with them. Cecilia, how would you outfit your Komodo? When you mean like what pound tests? If it's a 300 size reel, I know this isn't a Komodo, but it's the same style. 300 size reel, I would put white Spectra 50 pound. If you have a 400, I would put 65 pound Spectra on it. Jose received half ounce. Yeah, I would use it for surf fishing. And I've actually used it for trout fishing too, half ounce. It works out good. And if you want to try something different, take the hook that's on that half ounce, take it off and put a bigger hook on it, stronger hook with the split ring, and you can put it in a dropper loop and catch rockfish and stuff like that with it. Hey, BB. Or we're going to have the debate again on what your real name is. Oh, we have somebody here from Turkey. It's the first time from Turkey. Hello, Turkey. We've had a bunch from the Middle East, and we've had people from the Philippines. We got somebody today from the Philippines. But Turkey, it's the first time from the Turkey. April. April. Sure. So that way I can get her to come out as a briber. So she'll slowly get her courage up. Come on. One of you guys said that you thought she freaks out because she sees me on the screen right there. So she doesn't understand why there's two versions of me. I don't know what the deal is. There she goes. Matthew. Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Matthew, all you need to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get the notice every time I'm on. I think most of these people, that's how they know. They get the notice. So yeah, just subscribe. And then let your mom know that the show on the Stardust is going to air on the 30th. Just went out to the TV stations this morning. She's going to like it. It was a really good show. Yeah, I'm sure just a computer glitch there, Lloyd. Cecilia, what is the line you put on my? You want to put Spectra. Okay, so Cecilia, if you're not sure about fishing with Spectra, just use straight monofilament, 25-pound monofilament. But the whole idea of these reels and what's neat about them is that they're really versatile by using the Spectra, and then you could put whatever fluorocarbon you want on top. So on that 400 size reel, you could put 65-pound Spectra. Come on, April. Come on. So you could put 65-pound Spectra. Let you see your put 65-pound Spectra as your main line on the 400, and then if you need 25-pound line, put that with a fluorocarbon. If you need 30, put that on with fluorocarbon. You know, if you need to go up to 50, you could add that on with fluorocarbon. And that's what's nice about this. You don't need to have, 5 different rods and reels. You can just get by with 1 or 2 and put whatever material leader you want on there. And that's the whole advantage of having these reels. What? Come on. What are you afraid of? Come here. Okay. I don't know what her problem is today. No, I think the current's going the wrong direction like you did for me Saturday. But I like you guys to see when she eats because, like I told you last time, fish do not eat like April does. April. Put it closer for you to get it. Something's spooking her. There she goes. Now watch how she eats. She just kind of licks it, picks it up, slowly goes away with it. Fish do not do that. Fish suck up everything in between, and whatever doesn't go down their stomach goes out through the gills. If fish bit like that, we'd never catch them. But fish just suck them up and run. Okay, Matthew, so I understand. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a Fred Hall show unless the one in Del Mar, unless they decide somehow to do it in the fall, which I don't know how they would do that, but who knows? It's one of those weird years where nobody knows what's going to happen. I'm just hoping I survive this. So we'll see what happens. Tony, you were on the trip on the Stardust? Oh, we got a stalker. There she goes. Well, she's dead now because that's all the food I brought her over here. That's funny. Can't expect April to come in when it's May. Joe, hey Dan, what not to use for Spectra to mono? I use 2 knots. I like the double uni knot, and I like the John Collins knot. Those are basically the 2 knots I tie. I know other people like other knots, but those are the 2 knots I have the most, um, I guess, faith in, best luck with, whatever. And right now, since you can't go fishing, would be a good time to practice them. And one thing you have to remember too is, and I get in trouble with this because on my 400, this is 65-pound Spectra, and I might be only using 20, maybe 25-pound fluorocarbon. So if you set your drag here for the Spectra, lots of times this knot will explode because it wasn't designed. It wasn't, you set the drag for fishing with 65-pound test line instead of 20 or 25-pound tests, and the fluorocarbon can't handle it. So it's really important that when you do that, you back off the drag a little bit, hook the fish first, and then if you need to tighten it down a little bit, go ahead and do that. You guys, please don't forget to like the videos up on top there. See if we can get a bunch of thumbs and likes on the videos. What else? Oh, a bunch of you have been signing up for the app, and I really appreciate it. I know it's only $1.99 a month, but I'm sure once I get to 1,000 people subscribing, it'll help. Yeah, I agree with you, Matthew. I wish we could go out there, do a filming trip, and go catch those sea bass. Richard C. Do you know if the launch ramps are at the beach road? Yes, both launch ramps in Long Beach are open. At least they were open for the weekend. I went by the one in Alamitos Bay, and I was on my boat on Saturday, and there were people going out of the other one over by the Queen Mary. So I would say both of them. They haven't been closed at all during this closure, stay at home. So I don't see any reason now that they're starting to relax things that they would start to close them. So. I'm live. You didn't think I was live or what? Yeah, I've been telling people, press the like button. We almost had 50 likes. The other day was impressive. Was it a week ago? We got 100 likes, but we had over 300 people watching. That was crazy. I couldn't believe we had all those people on. I don't know where they all came from, but it was nice. So Eric says that the salmon fishing up north is better in El Nino years because they get a lot more rain, a lot more runoff. Down here, Ventura, Oxnard, and Matthew's too young to know this, but when we had the El Ninos back in the 80s, early 90s, we had outstanding salmon fishing here in Southern California out of Ventura and Oxnard. And like right after the El Nino, a couple years in a row, the water got cooler. And because of that, the salmon came from up north down here in bigger numbers than they normally do. And it was really, really good. I mean, it was kind of bizarre that I was catching bigger salmon out of Ventura and Oxnard than I caught when I was up in Alaska. So that's how it was. Lloyd was watching one of our episodes on YouTube. I'm glad you made it. Well, Salty, really, for everything you talked about there, from calico bass to small tuna, yellowtail, rockfish, this is what I use. I use the low profile reel for that. Anything 25 pounds or less, 30 pounds, maybe the most, I fish with these. But when it gets to the bigger fish, then I move up to bigger reels. If I'm fishing for 100-pound tuna, I'm using a 2-speed reel. And I've told you guys many times, when I was a kid or when I was younger and we would fish for 100-pound tunas, all we had were pin 4-0s and we didn't have Spectra. And if you hooked a really big fish, 150, 200 pounds, it was common to throw your rod and reel over the side and it would tie on another rod and reel to it. That's just what we did because we didn't have, big monster reels on those local trips. Nobody had big Pin Internationals on those trips. Pin Internationals were all saved for the guys going on 10 days and 16-day trips. So it was different. Now it's so easy. The gear's so light. You don't need a big harness or anything like back in the old days. Now everybody likes to lay the rod on the rail and get down on a knee. I'm too old to get down on my knees. I just pull on the fish. What's my experience with Algae Red Tide? I try to not fish in it as much as possible, but I was out in it 2 weeks ago, and you get in the deeper water, it's not such a big an issue. When you're surf fishing and there's no oxygen close to surf because the red tide's so thick, then it's an issue. But when you're in 70, 80 feet of water, it isn't such a big problem. Christian, no, I haven't come up with a different one. We found some software we can put on our website to do a Patreon type of thing on our website. I just don't know. Just haven't figured out the categories and all that if we're going to do that. And I don't know what people would pay to get the information. I don't know if $50 a month is too much to ask for me to get on the GPS numbers on where we're fishing, where we caught the fish. I don't know. I guess time will tell. But I'm probably going to do it because quite a few people have been asking me to do that for a few years now. And some of the guys that are doing it now, and they're doing well with it, they told me I should do it too. Well, I'm out there, just mark down the numbers and put them up there. And hopefully it'll help people find fish. Oh, what's the sound in the background? I think it's a clock. I have a clock back there that makes a little ticking sound. I'm surprised this mic's picking it up. Might have to get a different clock in here that doesn't make noise. Sorry about that. What else? Chris Wong. My personal tuna isn't that big. It's nothing like yours. I think my biggest one is like 150, something like that. I don't have that many. I think maybe 10 fish that weighed 100 pounds. I don't know. I mean, I remember catching my first, maybe not my first. I think it was like my third or fourth 100-pounder was on, I think it was a Red Rooster, and John was driving the boat, and that was neat. That was a neat experience. First day, got that big fish, pin 4-0, and came right up, pulled on it hard. So that was really nice. John Grabowski. Oh, okay, Matthew. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you should ask your dad about those days. I think that's like the only time I've ever. Well, I probably did since then, but that's when I first started using downriggers up here in Southern California. They were doing 4 trips a day. Wow. That's crazy. 4 trips a day. That's like breaking your half day trips in half. Doing 3-hour trips. Yeah, so some of the boats have been saying that they're going to run this weekend. The only boat I'm pretty sure is going to run is a Triton Gale Force. I don't know if the other boats are. Um, a big wrench got thrown in everybody's wheel box, I guess you could say, in the last couple of days. We started getting phone calls from our insurance companies that if we run right now with the stay-at-home orders intact, our boats won't be covered, and we won't be covered for insurance. So I'm not so much worried about anything I do on the water. I'm more worried about, somebody on a 22-foot center console in heavy fog doing 30, 40 knots, thinking that it's safe because they have a GPS and they don't have radar, and they run into my boat and hurt somebody. And then I call the insurance company and they say, sorry, you're not covered because, you ran the boat while the closure was going on. So I don't know if the boats are still going to run. I know a couple of boats were supposed to run tonight and they canceled. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so Ryan says he's having luck catching calicos in the red tide out of Dana Point. And he's on a kayak, and he's fishing deeper water. He's getting off the surface. He's fishing 35 to 45 feet of water. I've been fishing where I was doing good in like 50 to 70 feet of water. So I think if you get away from that top layer where the plankton is really thick and the red tide is thick, you could probably catch some fish. It's just tough in the surf fishing because the water's so shallow, it's a foot deep, and it really sucks out the oxygen. Okay. Tony, no, we don't have the dipping sauces or the fish batter in the markets. When Ralph's and Pavilions switched distributors, or new distributor kicked us out. So we couldn't afford to make it just to sell at the Fred Hall shows. So we don't make them anymore. If we were in a bunch of supermarkets like before, then I would make them again, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. It's really competitive, and all the big guys dominate the shelf space in the supermarket. So It's kind of hard. Where's the best local spot for something other than bass? You can go halibut fishing, Gary. You can go, you can go catch sheephead. You can go catch rockfish. You can go look for white sea bass. If you just want something to pull on, you can stay in the harbor and catch, 100-pound bat rays and stuff like that. Every once in a while, when I have a private charter and I have somebody from out of town and we're catching little bass and they start complaining they want something heavy to pull on. And I asked them, I said, do you care what it is? And they said, no, I just want something that's going to, pull and I'm going to have trouble holding on and it's going to take a lot of line. And we go out in the harbor and we'll drift and catch stingrays and bat rays. And sometimes we get 100-pounders, sometimes we get 25-pounders. But, if you're first time visiting from Nebraska and your biggest fish you ever caught's this big, and then you're holding on for dear life because you got an 80-pound bat ray on, they enjoy it. So, and it's kind of funny, like even with my editors, we might have like a sand shark or a bat ray or something on, and they just want to edit it out. And I always tell the guys, I said, leave some of that in. We don't have to show like every calico bass, but leave some of that other stuff in, because if you live in Kansas or, Nebraska or Idaho or somewhere, maybe you've never seen a fish like that. Maybe you don't know what a sand shark looks like or a bat ray or, something different. So I think it's good to see different variety of fish. I think people still say that stuff, Eric. Like when they're casting, they'll say low bridge or those, going out, or I still hear a lot of that when I'm on boats, people casting. There aren't a lot of insurance companies that insure the sport boats. So. Well, thank you guys for the nice words. I appreciate it. It's just frustrating right now with everything going on. Can't make any money. Can't do the filming trips. We're hoping we're going to get out on the Triton at the end of the month. I don't know what's going to go on with our Sea Star trip first week of June. So it's kind of nice to have you guys to talk a little bit of fishing. But hopefully something works out and we're going to be able to get back to doing private charters, doing the filming trips with you guys on the big sport boats. I'm looking forward to getting back on the Coral Sea and all the other boats that we fish out of. So it's just, it's a scary time. A bunch of friends of their businesses are closed like mine. So hopefully it's going to work out somehow. So that's why I ask you guys if you can support me by downloading my app or, shop on my website and order our baits and stuff. Anything you can do will help. So anything helps right now. What's Robert asking? How did you do on Saturday? What did you guys catch at the Horseshoe? I was at the Horseshoe for a little bit, and we only got like 10 calicos, 2 whitefish, I think a couple of rockfish, but we didn't do that good. No. Did you guys see any yellows or anything, Robert? Well, I didn't see anything like that. It And then the other spots that we tried, we had a lot of problem with current. I was trying to anchoring up on the rocks I like to fish, and the boat would lay the right direction, but the lines are going up toward the anchor. Yark. Hey, Deanne. Big squid. Right now it's all red tide. I don't know anything about squid. They are getting some squid at Catalina. Nacho had some squid available in the morning, and when I got there, he was pulling the sign down. He was out of squid. Robert, were you using live squid or were you using sardines? And what did you guys catch? BB is an acceptable reel. I don't know that reel, BB. I'm sorry. Maybe Kevin or one of the other guys can help you. The Quantum Plus. If you're going to use it for ocean fishing, make sure it's can handle the ocean. There's a bunch of you guys here today. We're almost up to 100 people. Maybe we can get 100 likes too. We're almost at 70 likes. And we've already been here an hour, over an hour. Okay, BB. So Julio says that he's had the same reel and that it works out fine. Yeah, Kyle, I use the bucktails for rockfish, white sea bass, halibut. They work really good. Yeah, BB. I think Julio said that that reel would be fine. That he's had it and he's been on sport boats with it. So it sounds like it. For calicos and stuff like that, I think it would be fine. Well, I'm not very Christian. I'm not doing very good on Patreon. We're not. I think I have like 10 people on Patreon. I see people that have hundreds of people, 1,000 people on Patreon. So I wish I could do better on there. And if you guys want to shop on my website since you're here, you can use this. You can use this code as long as we're doing these live talks until the stay-at-home orders lifted. You can use that save 20 and that'll work. Okay. And please download my app. And if you could support me on Patreon, that would be good. Any way you guys can support me would be great because there is no income coming in right now. Scott, how long does it take to Catalina on my boat? If it's a really calm day, probably an hour and 10 minutes. I can go 20 knots and run right over. If it's a little lumpy, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. But last couple of trips, it was really nice. We made it an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 10 minutes. Oh, somebody made it out to SBI. That's nice. Yeah, that's one thing good about SBI. There's plenty of rockfish there. And sometimes there's good yellowtail fishing there. So I guess you took your own boat there because there's no party boats going there. Chadwick, what kind of boat do you have? How big's your boat? BB. Yep. No, I had never heard of the pulley rig. As a fishing rig, I haven't heard about it. How long is a Catalina charter? What, 7, 8 hours, something like that? 8 hours. We make it over there in a little over an hour. So we have a good 5 hours of fishing. But it's pretty good. Well, it sounds like you did good, Robert. Yeah, we kind of had the same fishing. We only had about 10 legal calicos. We didn't get any sand bass. We had some whitefish and a couple of rockfish, but we didn't keep anything. We did have 2 sculpin, but we let everything go. Thank you, Sean. What do I think about the red tide? It should be going away soon. It's supposed to get pretty windy on the beach this week, next couple of days with this little storm coming through. And there's a slight chance of some rain on Wednesday, I think it is. So hopefully it'll break it down. Yeah, it's about time to do the raffle. So if you guys want the last chance to get a ticket, I'm going to start putting the names on the tickets that people bought today. All the other tickets from the other days are in the hat already. So let me see who bought tickets today. Now, Kristen, it's not bad coming home from Catalina. I always try to set up my day so at the end of the day I'm on the west end. So from the west end to Long Beach, it's a nice ride. You have the waves behind you, and it's not so much a following sea, but it's behind you more. So it's comfortable. So I always come home from that direction. What you don't want to do is come home from Avalon. I mean, sometimes you have to because you might be on the backside and you come around and then you got to come home. But if you come home from Avalon in the afternoon, it can get kind of lumpy and wet. But if I come home from the west end, it's nice. It's not an issue. Okay. What was this? I saw Chow. Okay, he has a 32-foot pro line. That's a nice boat. Yeah, that happens. Said he had some yellowtail under the boat, but they wouldn't bite. They might have been already full from whatever they were eating. All right, let's see who's bought tickets today. get your names on here so we can get going with the raffle. Okay, Lloyd, you bought some tickets. Marshall. Okay. Christian, you got a ticket too. Not that many tickets sold today. Good thing we sold a bunch on Friday. Maybe you guys are getting raffle ticket out. I only do the raffle because it was your guys' idea to do it. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay. The raffle tickets are $5. $5 a ticket. You can buy one or you could buy whatever you want. And this will be the 2-minute warning. Yeah, Kristen, if you bought tickets last Friday, they're still in the hat. But I know you bought some tickets today too. So those are in the hat. If you want to get a ticket, all you do is go to my website or use this link here. Click it, it'll take you to my website. And once you do that, I'll look online and then you get a ticket like this. And we put your name on the back of it. And then you end up in here. And then in here, we pick the winner. And today's raffle is all this stuff here. So we got Magic Metal, Salix 6'6 Junior, Magic Metal Light, Sumo Jig, 2 bucktails, and then a little Magic Metal jig there for surf fishing. I actually use those for rock fishing too. I just switch the hooks out. What else? Yeah, if you want to take it, just use the link there. You guys have a couple of minutes, and then we're going to do it. We're going to pick a winner. Winner. Jason just bought a ticket. Thank you, Jason. What did April? You gonna come over here? You gonna come say hi? I guess not. Scott Jones, where can I find your shows from? You can find those episodes on my YouTube channel here. Let me see if I can find one for you. There should be a playlist too on mine that has episodes from Qatar. I don't even know where I find all my playlists. Playlist. There's a playlist list. Let's find. Yeah, here's a couple episodes here. There's a playlist there. Okay, so there's a playlist there. And there's a couple of episodes there from Qatar that I did. Let me put a link here to one of them. But if you look at my playlist, you will see there's one of the episodes right here. Good night, Diego. Okay, you guys ready for the raffle? Or did you have any more questions? Let me see if anybody else. I just got an order from a Robert in Downey. Okay. Oh, Robert bought 4 tickets. Wish there was a way to do this where you guys could talk to me instead of me trying to read all this stuff. Yeah, Robert, I got yours. Jason. Yeah, I think Jason, I got you too. Lloyd, Anthony. Yeah, I got you, Jason. I think that's everybody. Oh, Abraham. Okay. Got two. So you guys still enjoying these? I guess. I mean, we still have 80 people, 100 people joining us on these, so I guess it's okay. So BB's enjoying this, even though we're finding out what her real name is. But she's still here. I think BB just gets on here so she can see April. Okay. All right. Well, a lot of you guys are really young, so I'm surprised that you like hanging out with an old guy like this. I guess I'm like Mr. Rogers. Gray hair. I need a haircut. Okay, so all the tickets are in here. And for the 100th time, we are using this hat from Qatar, Al Rayyan TV station, because the people from Qatar were nice enough to write a $5 million check to the city of Los Angeles for the mayor's fund that the mayor is using to hand out to people. Somebody said they just bought a ticket. Let me look real quick. Okay. Okay, Matthew, I got you here. And who's the other person? Danny from Fountain Valley. Oh, you got 4. Okay, I think that'll do it. Okay. I'll get Danny's name on all these tickets. Okay. All right, guys. We need a little drum roll music. So I'm your entertainment, huh? When you guys can't fish. Okay. BB, you're not really young. I think you're pretty young. Okay. Oh, that's good. I just spilt a bunch of them. How did I do that? On live video. Your tickets fell on the floor. Okay. They're all back in the hat. Is that your real age, BB? I thought you were in your 20s. Okay. All right, here we go. There's all the tickets. Just once. Put it so you guys can see. I don't know who's going to win. Okay, here we go. And the winner is... The winner is... Brad Dong. Brad Dong. Congratulations. Okay, so here's the winner. And I don't even think Brad's here today. I think Brad bought this ticket Friday. All right, Brad. This will all go to you on Thursday. Here's your ticket. And then we're going to dump all these out. And we'll have a new batch for Friday. So we'll do tickets again on Wednesday and on Friday. We'll pick a winner. Salty, that's funny. Must be present to win. All right, guys, let's get a few more likes on the buttons. So we got 75 people here and we got 75 likes. Maybe we can get to 80. Henry, I think those the California rods are all under $200. You know, the ones for fishing 25-pound tests. I'm not sure what kind of rod you're looking for, but it should be good. Well, Tony, just remember when you buy a raffle ticket, you're helping me out. So I appreciate it. But if you want to get a magic metal light, we have them on our website. Hopefully they'll be barracuda to catch. That was one thing we did see on Saturday. We caught a couple of barracuda on Saturday. Oh, we're over 80. Can we get to 100 again today? We're at 85. I think we get to 90. I don't know if we're going to get to 100. I'll stick around for a little bit to see if we can get there. Scott, if you can tell me how April could pick the winner, I would do that. I should sell rods. So, Robert, you saying I should sell a rod setup or sell a rod for a 300 series reel? Do California rods come with like an 80? I don't know. Most of the California rods I use are like what I use on my private charters. So they're rated for to use a 25-pound test line. I do have some heavier ones, and I do have a couple of their jig sticks. But I haven't used, like, I haven't tried the real heavy ones. Yeah, Christian, we landed. I landed 2 barracuda on Saturday at the Horseshoe. They weren't legal, but it was just nice to see barracuda on the surface. We're almost at 90. We're at 87. So Brian's going to tell his wife to like me again. Thank you. I know he means up here in the corner. We're almost at 90. Can we get to 90? Yeah, I mean, Robert, I could do that, but you're not going to get any great deal because I'm going to end up just going to Turner's to buy it. I haven't been to Catalina since the lockdown, so I don't know what's going on there. Other than I know that there's yellowtail there. I've seen pictures. Some of my friends have been there, and they've caught some yellows. Yeah, Tyler, I don't know what the likes mean as far as the channel, like the difference between the streaming videos and when it's you guys like it after it's published. Well, Tyler, thank you, Brian, for subscribing. Okay, one more, we get to 90. One more. Yay, we're at 90. Cool. Well, I'm glad your wife likes the work that I do with the Youth Foundation and with the TV show. She's probably happy that I entertain you, so you're not bugging her. So for an hour or two, you get to join me, and she can relax and watch what she wants on TV because you're in the other room watching me here. So hopefully we get out and do a fishing trip together soon. Hey, Bo, are you still here or did you leave? Kevin, you should be able to like it while the video's on because that's how those other 90 people like the video. Maybe somebody can help Kevin. Oh, we're at 91. Kevin, press it. We'll get to 92. It's funny, Tony, at the Fred Hall shows where I see people that recognize me, but they're like afraid to say hello. I don't know what that's all about, but they're like intimidated to say hello. So, Kevin, did you see what BB put down here? How to like the video? Because Kevin's like in my age group, so he doesn't understand how to like the video. So maybe you guys can help him. Do a little tutorial. No, you can do it now. You need to do it now because I want to get to 100 so I can go make some dinner and then go watch whatever's on TV. So she says you have to close the comment box, like the video, and then you can reopen the comment box. We only need 5 more. So 5 more people click, and then I can go have dinner. We're almost there. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Two more, and I can go have dinner. Hey, Ivan. I've sent emails the last 3 days. We're at 100. Thank you, guys. Ivan, I sent emails for 3 days in a row to Rosarito asking them what the status is of the event. And I haven't got an answer. So if I don't get an email by Thursday, I will give them a call. No, Brooks, anybody, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Anybody that bought a ticket today, Monday, will be in the raffle um, for the week. So you'll still be on the raffle on Friday. So we'll sell more tickets on Wednesday, and then on Friday we'll pick the winner. Okay. So we try to have like 2 winners a week. So, and you don't have to get more tickets. Buy 1 ticket, doesn't matter. Some of the winners we've had have only bought 1 ticket. So that's good. Hey, BB, so I wanted to know, how did you find out about me and the show? I mean, do you watch the show, or is it just found me through YouTube? I mean, do you take your daughter fishing? I'm just kind of wondering. Or you can just private message me your answer. It doesn't matter. I was just wondering how you found me. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know. I'm probably going to just make a sandwich because it's too late. The other day I was going to make fish tacos, but April wanted the fish, so she ate the fish. Tony in San Diego, I'm on SD4, San Diego 4 on Cox. And if you have Comcast Sportsnet wherever you live, it could be one of the channels in your, like by ESPN and stuff. Or if you have Cox Cable, if you already have Comcast, I'm on there too. Okay. Yeah, Ivan, once I know what's going on, I don't know if we're going to have the tournament or not. Hopefully we do. BB, you just started fishing in August? That's pretty good. Yeah, up here in LA, we're on KDOC channel 56, and we're also on a PBS station, channel 24. Oh, Kevin figured out how to do it. That's how we got to 101. Thank you, Kevin. That's good. Yeah, Salty, I think you're right. I think we're going to take a break here from the action, and we're going to go to the galley, and I'm going to go make me some lunch. Well, Miguel, if you want to get better at fishing, you just need to go fishing more often. And as much as I know about fishing, I still learn stuff every time I go out. Just trying to read the water, see what the fish are eating. It always helps out. So the more time you spend on the water, the better you're going to do. All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I will definitely be here Wednesday. And tomorrow, the governor is supposed to be talking about how the next phase for the other businesses, the other 30% of businesses that are closed down, are going to be opened up. So hopefully we'll hear something positive tomorrow about fishing boats and sport boats and group things. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you for getting me over 100 tonight. I'll talk to you later. See you on Wednesday. Tell your friends. Share these videos on your YouTube channel. Good night, everybody.